Hey y'all, it's Megan Thomas, and let's take a look at some accessibility in action. Now, today I don't have anything immediately pulled up on my screen because, well, it was a real interesting experience. So I cleared my cookies and I'm sharing this with you as if I'm experiencing it for the first time, and we'll see how it goes. So let me paste this in here, and well, you can see what happens. There's things that are popping up over here on the, well, first there's the auto. Is it an auto playing video? Does it repeat, or is it like a cinematograph where it just moves once and then stops? In which case that could be really interesting. I had just had a conversation with someone about how to make that work and how to make it accessible. So we'll take a peek under the covers here in a second. And then I also noticed that we've got, if I get my tissue box out of the way, we've got a little pop-up chat widget here. So I'm not entirely certain what's going to happen when I press tab, because here in just a second, I think it might also pop something else up. And if it doesn't, great. And if it does, well, we know that may not be awesome. So as usual, when I check a website, the very first thing I try to do is to navigate with my keyboard. I never make assumptions that folks have their mouse and can adequately use their mouse. We always want to solve for the lowest possible, like lowest common denominator. If you remember that from early math classes, not a math person, so maybe that's why it sticks in my brain. But essentially, we want to solve for the person who we want to solve for the broadest number of people when it comes to accessibility. So when I press tab, I fully expect there to be a skip to content link that shows up and says, hey, do you want to skip all this heading and all the things that are maybe in these drop down menus? We don't know how long this is. And no, the very first thing that happens, and now, I need to say, this may, in fact, be the right thing to happen. And if there was an accessibility widget on absolutely every website, maybe this is the appropriate thing to happen. So down below my video, to the left-hand side, I'm pointing it the wrong way. It's right here. Okay, spatial awareness, probably not a strength of mine. There's a little user way widget there. It's a little person in a wheelchair and a blue icon, and I can see that by the glow around it, that's the focus indicator, letting me know that that's the first thing that my keyboard navigation is selecting in the interface. And to me, that's unusual, because usually it's the very first thing that you see. The very first thing that you see would be the skip to content link. So the fact that it goes to the accessibility widget tells me that something in the code of either the website or the third-party widget that is being injected into the website code says, hey, this is the most priority item on the page. Is it though? Is that what we want people to see first? So if I tab again, do I see a skip to content link? I don't, but I do see a visible focus indicator. So that makes me really happy. So we see, I'll wave my mouse over here. We see, oh, interesting. That's the pop-up I was seeing earlier and was like, okay. So this is called an exit intent pop-up. And there's a little bit of JavaScript that has been baked into the code of the page. And essentially when I as the user move my mouse towards the top of the screen as if I'm closing the window, depending on if I'm Windows or Mac, if I'm closing it or if I'm navigating to another tab, it's trying to that's irritating. It's trying to capture my attention. It's trying to keep me, the user, from leaving the page. But guess what that does? That's just taken over my screen, and maybe I don't have awesome hearing. Maybe my sound's turned down. So that sound that's coming up, giving me some kind of indication that something's happening, is that giving equitable access to absolutely everyone? And then also, is it a good thing that folks have their use, their experience, their pathway interrupted by something that they did not expect and certainly did not ask for? So if I press tab again, where does this go? I can actually see the cursor flashing right now in the type of message right in the center of the screen. It might be hard to see this if you're watching this on YouTube, but I see that my focus has been stolen from the rest of the website, and I'm currently in the type of message field. So if I press tab again, where does it go? Okay, on the bright side, it does actually indicate that it is navigating within this little box that has popped up, this little window, this modal that has popped up. So I'm tabbing again. Okay, wait a second. I just went from type your message, selected emoji, send the message, and then tab again. And now I'm back up in the address bar. Notice how that got highlighted. The whole bar lit up. And now that window is still in the middle of my screen. So I can't dismiss it. If I struggle to navigate using the mouse because I have motor difficulties or physical limitations or disabilities or even situational impairments that make it difficult for me to use my mouse, I have no way to dismiss that element on the screen when I don't want it. So now we're down on the accessibility widget again. Now I'm on home, about us, practice areas, resources, contact us, the email. And now I still can't read the information because there's a pop-up window in the middle of my screen. That means that the focus has been stolen and I can't get rid of it. Maybe I don't actually have the ability to use my mouse at all. We cannot make assumptions about what our website users are capable of. We just need to make it as easy as possible for them. So the fix for this accessibility issue here is for that focus order to not just go from type your message to emoji to send message, but also to cycle through that close modal X up there just to allow me the opportunity to very easily control my own experience. When we take over, when we change the focus for users and we don't give them context, that's actually an accessibility issue called... So I paused it for a second to look this up, and it turns out there's actually quite a few WCAG issues in here. So the first one is the Success Criterion 2.4.3, which talks about focus order. It should be in a logical order and follow pretty much top to bottom, left to right, because that's how humans read. So the web page, when it showed the pop-up, it disallowed me the opportunity to navigate sequentially. And because I did not have the opportunity to tab through the elements of the pop-up and therefore dismiss the pop-up, technically that's a keyboard trap. And then when any user interface component receives focus, it does not initiate a change of context. I feel like this is what I was thinking it was, which is essentially it changed the focus of, I was trying to look at the website and my focus got changed to this pop-up and I did not initiate that change of pop-up. So that is the Success Criterion 3.2.1. I think that's the unexpected change of context. And I think that is a failure of meeting WCAG's success criteria. Man, that's a hard one, success criteria. And then I do appreciate that it brought up the meaningful sequence. The sequence in which content is presented affects its meaning. That's a little bit more vague to me, but I did not initiate that pop-up. I did not ask for it. There was already evidence of a chatbot down in the bottom corner. You don't need to force me to interact with your chatbot. So it's a nice marketing ploy, but it breaks accessibility. So that actually was really helpful to talk to ChatGPT and ask, hey, does this break this experience as I type out, here's what happened, here's what I'm experiencing. Does that break a web content accessibility guideline? And it turns out it had several different guidelines that it was breaking. So this is how we can use AI to support us as we continue to help our customers, our clients, and the companies that we work for make sure that they're providing an accessible experience for everyone. So my question for you is, drop a comment down below if you would please, and tell me about a website that you experienced having a pop-up that prevented you from accessing the content in the way that you intended to. Thanks again for being here. I'll catch you in the next Accessibility in Action video. All right, bye.